Hello there, very good morning and welcome to the Breakfast News, where we get you all the stories that you probably missed through the night and also get you up to date with all the top stories of the day. I'm Tracy Shilshi and here are the headlines. The International Court of Justice to deliver a verdict in the Kulbhushan Jadhav case today. Decision on India's request to suspend his death sentence awarded by Pakistan. Defence Minister Arun Jaitley asks the army to give a befitting reply to the misadventures from across the border. Reviews security situation with the army chief in Jammu and Kashmir. Cabinet approves 10 pressurized heavy water reactors. Decision to help boost domestic nuclear industry by generating revenues worth 70,000 crores. Rain and thunderstorm bring relief from heat in several parts of northern India. However, 7 people died due to a wall collapse and tree falling incidents in Uttar Pradesh. An IS gunman stormed local headquarters of Afghanistan state media in Nangarhar province. 10 are killed and 24 wounded in clashes that followed. Let's get you first the top story that we'll be tracking through the day today. The International Court of Justice will pronounce its verdict on the Kulbhushan Jadhav case today. India had approached the ICJ at The Hague in the Netherlands, demanding an immediate suspension of the death sentence given to Jadhav by a military court in Pakistan. Public hearings in the case took place this week after the ICJ stayed Jadhav's execution. India had approached the ICJ on the 8th of May, stating its request to consular access to Jadhav was turned down 16 times by Pakistan. It also stated that Pakistan is in violation of the Vienna Convention and has in fact conducted a farcical trial in the case. India has demanded the immediate annulment of Jadhav's death sentence. Jadhav was arrested on the 3rd of March last year and sentenced to death by a Pakistani military court on charges of espionage and subversive activities. India has said that Jadhav was kidnapped from Iran, where he was doing business, but Pakistan claims that he was arrested from the Balochistan province. Defence Minister Arun Jaitley and Army Chief General Bipin Rawat reviewed the security situation in Jammu and Kashmir. The Defence Minister asked the Army to give a fitting reply to any Pakistani aggression. On Wednesday, the Pakistani Army continued ceasefire violations along the LOC after it resorted to shelling in Jammu and Kashmir's Balakot sector. Security forces meanwhile conducted another cordon and search operation in South Kashmir's Shopian district. Defence Minister Arun Jaitley and Army Chief General Bipin Rawat on Wednesday reviewed the security situation of Jammu and Kashmir at a high level. Jaitley asked the army to give a befitting reply in case of any misadventure from across the border. He also asked the forces to ensure safety of innocent people during operations. The meeting comes amidst a rise in militant attacks and incidents of stone pelting, as well as repeated ceasefire violations by Pakistan on the LOC. Jaitley's visit came on a day when Pakistani forces once again resorted to heavy shelling in Balakot sector in the Rajouri district of Jammu and Kashmir. Indian troops retaliated to what was the 4th ceasefire violation in as many days. No casualties were reported in the incident. On Tuesday night, Pakistani troops had targeted areas in adjoining Naushera sector. Nearly 1,700 people have been evacuated from LOC areas and shifted to relief camps over the past 1 week.
6 बजे कल पाकिस्तान ने अचानक फायर शुरू किया था और हमारे सिविलियन इलाके को टारगेट किया है उसने, तो फॉर्चुनेटली इसमें कोई हमारा लॉस तो नहीं हुआ, लेकिन फिर भी हम अलर्ट हैं बिल्कुल। एम्बुलेंसेस, हमारी बीपी गाड़ियां और बसेस वगैरह लोगों को शिफ्ट करने के लिए रेडी रही। फिर भी रात को हम लोगों को निकाल नहीं पाए क्योंकि बहुत ज़्यादा शेलिंग थी। कुछ शेल्स हैं जो ब्लाइंड हैं, जिनको डिफ्यूज़ करवाना है, उसके लिए हमने आर्मी को इन्फॉर्म कर दिया है। बिल्कुल आर्मी की टीम्स आ रही हैं और जो शेल ब्लाइंड हैं उनको हम जल्दी से डिफ्यूज़ कराएंगे।
Meanwhile, security forces conducted another search operation in South Kashmir's Shopian district following information about the presence of militants. The operation was hampered by local residents who pelted stones at them. The army called off the operation after failing to locate any militants or their hideouts. A similar operation was carried out in Shopian district 2 weeks ago. Kashmir Valley has been witnessing a spurt in militant attacks in the last couple of months. Bureau Report, Sabha TV. In other news, the Union Cabinet has approved building 10 units of the indigenous pressurized heavy water reactors. It also gave a go-ahead to a new coal allocation policy, Shakti, and a biopharma mission for production of indigenous vaccines.
In a big boost to the domestic nuclear industry, the Union Cabinet approved building 10 pressurized heavy water reactors that will generate revenue worth 70,000 crore for the domestic industry and add 7,000 megawatt capacity.
It's a first of its kind project in India, and it will give domestic manufacturing orders to domestic industry of nearly 70,000 crore rupees. जिससे भारत की खुद की क्षमता परमाणु ऊर्जा के क्षेत्र में और बढ़ेगी और सक्षम होगी और हाई एंड टेक्नोलॉजीज में भी भारत का स्थान विश्व में पहचाना जाएगा.
The cabinet also approved the biopharma mission to produce indigenous and affordable vaccines.
बायोफार्मास्यूटिकल्स में भारत का एक वास्तव में अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पे बहुत बड़ा स्थान है. इसमें डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ बायोटेक्नोलॉजी ने एकेडेमिया और इंडस्ट्री दोनों की पार्टनरशिप में इस मिशन को प्रमोट करने का निर्णय लिया है और इस कोलैबोरेशन से हम समझते हैं कि अप्लाइड रिसर्च जो बायोफार्मास्यूटिकल में नए शोध हो रहे हैं उसको एप्लीकेशन में कन्वर्ट करने में बहुत तेज गति से लगभग 1500 करोड़ रुपए की लागत से 1,500 करोड़ रुपए इन्वेस्टमेंट 50% भारत सरकार और 50% वर्ल्ड बैंक इसमें कंट्रीब्यूट करेगी.
Cabinet also gave its nod to a restructuring plan for the Hindustan Organic Chemicals Limited, an amendment in the Public Premises Eviction of Unauthorized Occupants Act 1971, third Indian Agriculture Research Institute to be set up in Assam, and a pan-India implementation of Maternity Benefit Program. A new coal allocation policy, Shakti, was also approved at the cabinet meeting on Wednesday. Vishal Dahiya, Rajya Sabha TV.
The cabinet also gave approval to the pan-India implementation of the Maternity Benefit Program. It decided to halve the number of beneficiaries under the program by restricting the scheme to firstborns instead of first two live births as applicable earlier. The Maternity Benefit Program now has been extended to all districts of the country. The program will provide compensation for the wage loss in terms of cash incentives so that the women can take adequate rests before and after delivery and not be deprived of proper nutrition. The cabinet decided eligible pregnant women and lactating mothers will now receive 6,000 rupees in nearly all blocks and districts of the country for providing and improving the health and nutrition status. The scheme seeks to bring down maternal mortality as well. It will come into effect from the 1st of January 2017. The scheme excludes women who are regular central or state government employees or with the public sector undertakings or those who receive similar benefits under any law for the time being. The Supreme Court Special Bench will continue hearing cases on triple talaq today. On Wednesday, the Apex Court had asked Muslim bodies if women had an option of saying no to triple talaq in the Nikahnama. Here are more details of what took place during the 5th day of the hearing.
On day 5th of the triple talaq hearing, the All India Muslim Personal Law Board told the Supreme Court that marriage in the Muslim community is a contract and women can put special emphasis on certain clauses in the Nikahnama. The board further added that Muslim women can also ask for high meher amounts in case of talaq. The board's response came after the top court asked whether a woman can be given an option of saying no to triple talaq at the time of the Islamic marriage contract.
अगर वो कोई रिलीजन का भी पार्ट है तो सिर्फ वो पार्ट प्रोटेक्टेड है जो इसेंशियल पार्ट ऑफ रिलीजन है और क्योंकि सब कोई मान के चल रहे हैं बहस में कि तलाक़े बिद्दत ऑप्शनल है इसलिए उसके ऊपर कोई भी लेजिटिमेसी इसेंशियल प्रैक्टिसेस की नहीं हो सकती.
The Apex Court also wanted to know if it is possible that all qazis be asked to include this condition at the time of the nikah. The board also showed the court a resolution passed on April 14, 2017, stating triple talaq as a sin and that the community should boycott the person doing such an act.
हमें अभी भी उम्मीद है कि कोई बहुत ही सार्थक चीज निकलेगी जो कुरीतियां हैं जो अंधविश्वास है वो उससे कहीं ना कहीं समाज को उबारने में मददगार हो.
Point is that the Supreme Court is there to see that the constitutional guarantee of equality to the sexes is implemented in our country, and so we hope that in its wisdom the Supreme Court will ensure that Muslim women also do not have to face this problem of unilateral talaq, and that they are given equality in marriage, property rights.
On Tuesday, the AIMPLB had equated triple talaq with the belief that Lord Rama was born in Ayodhya. It also asked the Apex Court not to decide or interfere in one's faith and belief. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And now let's take a look at what else is likely to make news in the day ahead. The two-day GST Council meeting will begin in Srinagar today. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley and his ministry officials and representatives of 29 states and union territories will attend the meet. Over the next 2 days, the council will fit most of the goods and services in either 5, 12, 18 or 28% tax brackets. The rates thus fixed will be charged from the 1st of July, the scheduled date for the rollout of the GST. President Pranab Mukherjee will be on a 2-day visit to West Bengal from today. The president will inaugurate the Indian Institute of Liver and Digestive Sciences in Sonarpur and later receive a first copy of the book titled Metaphysics, Morals and Politics in Raj Bhavan. On Friday, the president will attend a medical award ceremony of the Dr. Malati Allen Charitable Trust. He will also inaugurate an integrated rooftop power generating facility at the Indian Institute of Engineering, Science and Technology at Shibpur. Labour Minister Bandaru Dattatreya will lead the Indian delegation to the G20 Labour and Employment Ministers meet in Germany. A G20 Labour and Employment Ministerial Declaration is likely to be adopted at the end of the meeting, which will be presented to the leaders and the head of the state summit. A 5-judge constitution bench of the Supreme Court will hear the privacy policy of instant messaging service WhatsApp. The social networking service has come under challenge on the grounds that it allegedly infringes on fundamental rights. With a quick break here, up next we'll get you the top international stories. Stay with us.
Are we going to see a beginning as far as the Uniform Civil Code is concerned in the country?
There's nothing like Uniform Civil Code.
Arif Muhammad means to say is that you threw your weight with the Muslim Personal Law Board.
Arif Muhammad Khan was not even present when we had a meeting with the Prime Minister, invited me to his office when Muslim Personal Law Board met me.
Minorities are living in fear because of an aggressive Hindutva agenda by the RSS.
They made Narendra Modi and the BJP and RSS as a line that it will come and eat everybody up. It didn't happen.
Watch To The Point with Governor of Manipur, Najma Heptullah, only on Rajya Sabha television.
From cowries to metal pieces, Indian currency has seen many changes. The earliest punch-marked coins came from Gandhar. The East India Company at the turn of the 19th century also minted its own coins. The Indo-Greek coins come from a colony left behind by Alexander. They depict the golden rule of the Guptas, with embossed human portraits and matrimonial alliances like Chandragupta Maurya's wedding with Seleucus I Nicator's daughter.
Art arisen from a multi-hued cultural canvas. Tradition and cultural fervor dating back centuries. And encircling them all, there's a magic that awes. Embrace your nation's brilliant human warmth. Watch Colours of India, Sundays at 9:30 p.m. on Rajya Sabha television.
Welcome back. Let's get you the latest on the weather now. Rains and thunderstorms brought relief to most parts of northern India on Wednesday, bringing temperatures down in most states. However, in UP's Bahraich district, 7 people died due to a wall collapse and a tree falling incident. There were light to moderate rains and thunder showers at isolated places across Uttar Pradesh. Allahabad was the hottest place in the state at 46.3 degrees. In Delhi, a maximum temperature of 37.2 degrees Celsius was recorded 3 notches below the season's average. The maximum temperatures also dropped few notches in most areas across Punjab, Haryana and Rajasthan. The highest maximum temperature recorded in the plains was 46.8 degrees Celsius at Chandrapur in Maharashtra. Odisha, where sunstroke has claimed 6 lives so far this summer, continued to sizzle. Balangir and Titlagarh were the hottest places in the state at 46.5 degrees Celsius. For Thursday, the Met Department has predicted heavy rains in isolated areas over West Bengal and Sikkim and hailstorm at isolated places over Bihar, Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh. Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar extended support to the campaign against the Jharkhand government's decision to amend tenancy laws. Addressing a mega tribal rally in Ranchi on Wednesday, Nitish Kumar alleged that the Jharkhand government was favouring the corporates at the cost of native tribals.
Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar on Wednesday came out in support of the tribals in their unrest in Jharkhand. The tribals are protesting against the state BJP government's amendments in the Chota Nagpur Tenancy Act and the Santhal Parganas Tenancy Act. Reacting on the issue, Nitish Kumar accused the government of depriving the tribals of their rights. He said that by making a non-tribal as the Jharkhand Chief Minister, the BJP had broken a long-standing tradition while sending out a message that it had no faith in tribals.
मुझे तो आश्चर्य हुआ जब पहली बार झारखंड में गैर आदिवासी को मुख्यमंत्री बनाया गया कि झारखंड का जो गठन हुआ था उसकी मूल भावना क्या था। तो इसलिए हमने इनसे कहा कि अरे भाई गैर आदिवासी को ही मुख्यमंत्री बनना था तो फिर बिहार से अलग होने की क्या जरूरत है।
The tribal community is demanding a rollback of the government decision, claiming that it will adversely affect the already marginalized tribal population.
और जो इन दोनों कानून उल्टे सीधे हुआ है इसको ठीक करना है जाकि आदिवासियों को जमीन बचा सके और उनका अस्तित्व इस झारखंड में रहे। इसीलिए हमारा मांग है, हमारा नारा है, सरकार गिराओ और झारखंड को बचाओ।
हम यहाँ इसलिए आए हैं कि सरकार हमारे जमीन को कब्जा करना चाहती है, इसलिए हम उसको बचाने के लिए आए हैं।
While tribals fear that their land will be taken away for setting up industries, the BJP government has repeatedly said that the land will be acquired only for developmental projects, schools, hospitals and roads. The ruling party also slammed the Bihar Chief Minister for allegedly trying to mislead the tribals for political dividends.
So Nitish Kumar participating in a rally which has been backed by some vested interest who indulge in religion-changing tactics. By Bihar is not accepting students from Jharkhand based on their domicile policy, but we have not done that. So how come Nitish Kumar is coming and playing politics here, when he himself refusing the locals of Jharkhand from going and taking part in and taking a fair shot at the jobs in Bihar?
The Raghuvar Das-led government had brought an ordinance to change the 2 acts to allow the use of agricultural land for non-agricultural purposes. Jharkhand Governor Draupadi Murmu sent the ordinance to President Pranab Mukherjee, who sought a suggestion from the centre.
The protesters allege that the government is trying to roll out red carpet for business lobbies and corporates at the cost of tribal displacement. Meanwhile, the government maintains that those opposing these amendments are the enemies of tribals because they do not want them to grow and prosper. Amid these allegations and counter-allegations, the agitation against the proposed changes is only intensifying. Reporting from Ranchi with camera person Shiv Kumar, I'm Kriti Mishra for Rajya Sabha Television.
And with that, let's take a look at what else is happening across the country in Nationwide. 21 Naxalites, 3 of them carrying cash reward on their heads, surrendered in Chhattisgarh's Bastar district yesterday. The Naxalite claimed that they were disappointed with the hollow Maoist ideology and hoped to get back to the mainstream with the state's surrender and rehabilitation policy. Each surrendered rebel was given 10,000 rupees in cash as encouragement money. A 57-year-old man from Maharashtra died of swine flu at the Indira Gandhi Medical College and Hospital in Shimla. The man fell sick when he was going to Shimla with his wife and 2 other colleagues. However, they continued with their journey and checked into the hotel in Shimla, where his condition worsened, and then he was shifted to the hospital at midnight, where he was declared dead. Amid opposition efforts to put up a consensus presidential candidate, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal met his West Bengal counterpart Mamata Banerjee in Delhi on Wednesday. Kejriwal was accompanied by AAP leader Raghav Chadha for the meeting. The meeting came within a day of Banerjee meeting Congress President Sonia Gandhi over the same issue. 6 peacocks were allegedly killed by poachers in India's northern Chitrakoot district on Wednesday. According to a forest ranger, the villagers had spotted a group of suspicious-looking men near the forest, suspected of feeding poisonous seeds to the birds. Police have registered a case and have launched a manhunt to nab the accused. An Indian Navy patrol ship, the INS Sharda, fought off pirates at the Gulf of Aden trying to take control of a Liberian-registered ship, the MV Mountbatten. The incident took place on Wednesday, around 230 nautical miles or 426 kilometers southwest of Salalah. INS Sharda was 30 nautical miles away from MV Mountbatten when it responded to a distress call from the ship. According to the Navy, there were 2 dhows along with 8 skiffs in the vicinity of the cargo ship. 3 of these managed to escape. A team of the Indian Navy Marine Commandos, or MARCOS, supported by an armed helicopter, boarded the dhows and conducted search operations. Navy commandos recovered a hidden high-caliber AKM rifle along with 1 filled magazine which had 27 rounds. No fishing gear was found on any of the boats, which the Navy said confirmed that the crew were pirates.
हमने देखा वहाँ 2 धाउस थी और 8 स्किफ्स, बहुत स्मॉल बोट्स होती हैं, बहुत हाई स्पीड पे जाती हैं। तो उनको जब उन्होंने हमें देखा तो 3 बोट्स वहाँ से भाग निकली और बाकी हमने जो इन 2 धाउस को और 5 बोट्स को हमारे कमांडोज थे, पहले हेलीकॉप्टर गया, फिर उसके बाद बोट्स गई और हमने ये पूरा उनको तलाशी लिया। तो हमें वहाँ से उनके पास एक वेपन मिला, AK-47, और कुछ कारतूस मिले।
Now to the US, where the Justice Department on Wednesday appointed former FBI Director Robert Mueller as special counsel to oversee the federal investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 elections. Mueller will also be looking into probes of a potential collusion between US President Donald Trump's campaign associates and Russian officials. Mueller's appointment aims to quell the wave of criticism that Trump and his administration have faced since Trump fired FBI Director James Comey last week in the middle of the FBI's intensifying investigation. Reports say that the US president was meeting with FBI director candidates when the White House was formally told that a special prosecutor had been named in the Russia investigation. The White House spokesperson, Sean Spicer, had on Monday dismissed the idea of a special prosecutor.
The highest priority of the intelligence community is to understand and to combat threats to our national security. But we do so in full compliance with the law. We recognize that the American public expects the FBI and our intelligence community partners to protect privacy interests, even as we must conduct our national security mission. The FISA court has approved both programs, and these programs have been conducted consistent with the Constitution and the laws of the United States.
Islamic States suicide bombers stormed the local headquarters of Afghanistan's state media in the eastern Nangarhar province on Wednesday, setting off clashes that killed 10 and wounded 24. The state media building is close to the governor's compound and a police station. The attack in the eastern city of Jalalabad was the latest in a series of Afghan journalists and media in recent years. It came just over a week after it was confirmed that the leader of the Islamic State in Afghanistan had been killed in a US airstrike. Islamic State has established a stronghold in Nangarhar province bordering Pakistan, of which Jalalabad is the capital, where it fights both the Taliban and Afghan forces.
ملکی چې پیغه کې 2 کسه زمونږ د ریډیو تلویزیون کارکونکي او یو زمونږ ډریور د همدغه ادارې ډریور او یو هم چوکیدار او دوه کسه پولیسان چې یو په اول سر کې شهید شوی او یو وروسته شهید شو نو جمن زمونږ تلفات دوه کسه پولیسانو په شمول.
And now let's change tracks and get you all the action from the world of sports in Sports Beat. Monaco claimed their first League One title in 17 years after beating Saint-Étienne 2-0 at home on Wednesday. This also brought an end to Paris Saint-Germain's 4-year reign as champions. Monaco, who took their tally to 104 goals this season, needed to draw to be guaranteed the top spot, but got over the line in style with efforts from Kylian Mbappe and Valerie Germain to lift them to 92 points, 6 ahead of PSG. Stan Wawrinka beat Benoit Paire in the Italy Open second round on Wednesday. Number 3 seeded Wawrinka took the match 6-3, 1-6, 6-3. The Swiss player now faces American John Isner in the third round. The other top seeds who entered the next round are Dominic Thiem, Milos Raonic, Rafael Nadal and Kei Nishikori. In the women's singles, world number 1, Angelique Kerber was knocked out of the Italian Open in a surprise straight sets defeat by Estonia's Anett Kontaveit. Former MotoGP champion Nicky Hayden has been hospitalized after he was hit by a car while cycling in Italy. The 35-year-old has been racing for Red Bull Honda's World Superbike team this year. The American competed in the last round of the World Superbike Championship in Italy last Sunday. He won his only MotoGP championship in 2006, preventing Valentino Rossi from winning a 6th successive title. All right, that's all we have for you in the breakfast news. Have a great day.